Hello. I hope everyone is having a wonderful Sunday, wherever you are in the world and whatever you're doing. My name is Margo, and I'm going to talk to you today about the signs that we're seeing as part of the end times, and to share with you a part of a chapter from the Bible, specifically Matthew chapter 24. And I'd also like to talk about why I am doing what I'm doing as far as researching and reporting on earthquakes, abrupt climate change, and things like that. And basically it's because I do believe we are in the end times, and I do believe that what we're seeing as far as the earthquakes and the high methane levels and the melting of the Arctic sea ice and the Antarctic and all the other catastrophic events that we're witnessing around the planet with the die-off of all the species and lots of other things. I do believe that these are signs that we are in the end times, and no one knows the day or the hour. And so we need to act as if our time is so short that we need to be ready to leave right now. And I talk about people getting their spiritual houses in order. And the best way to do it is I recommend that everyone get right with God and Jesus. And I'm not a preacher. I'm not a scientist. I'm an empath, and I'm a musician, and I've been searching all my life to know the truth and to know God, and I've been down a lot of different rabbit holes, and in the last few years I've come to know Jesus and communicate with Him. He helps me in so many ways, and with the angelic realm and with God. And until you ask, it's hard to understand what I'm talking about. Until you ask and make that personal connection with Jesus, people don't understand. And this is not religion. This is your own journey, your own personal connection with Jesus and with God. And a lot of people get turned off with trying to talk about this because they've been burned by religion and by, a lot of things that happen in the church and things. And I'm not talking about religion. I'm talking about Jesus and His message and using His teachings to give you strength and comfort and guidance, and especially in these end times. And there are many signs. And so I'd like to share with you Matthew 24 now, beginning in verse 3. And He sat upon the Mount of Olives. The disciples came unto Him privately, saying, Tell us, when shall these things be? And what shall be the sign of Thy coming and of the end of the world? And Jesus answered and said unto them, Take heed that no man deceive you. For many shall come in my name, saying, I am Christ, and shall deceive many. And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye not be troubled. For all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom. And there shall be famines and pestilences, and earthquakes in divers places. All these things are the beginning of sorrows. Then shall they deliver you up to be afflicted, and shall kill you, and ye shall be hated of all nations for my name's sake. And then shall many be offended, and shall betray one another, and shall hate one another. And many false prophets shall rise, and shall deceive many. And because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold. But he that shall endure unto the end, the same shall be saved. And this gospel of the kingdom shall be preached in all the world for a witness unto all nations. And then shall the end come. When ye therefore shall see the abomination of desolation spoken of by Daniel the prophet, stand in the holy place. Whoso readeth, let him understand. Then let them which be in Judea flee into the mountains. Let him which is on the housetop not come down to take anything out of his house. Neither let him which is in the field turn back to take his clothes. And woe unto them that are with child, and to them that give suck in those days. But pray ye that your flight be not in the winter, neither on the Sabbath day. For then shall be great tribulation, such as was not since the beginning of the world to this time, no, nor ever shall be. And except those days should be shortened, there should be no flesh be saved. But for the elect's sake, those days shall be shortened. Then if any man shall say unto you, Lo, here is Christ, or there, believe it not. For there shall arise false Christs and false prophets, and shall shew great signs and wonders, insomuch that, if it were possible, they shall deceive the very elect. Behold, I have told you before. Wherefore, if they shall say unto you, Behold, he is in the desert, go not forth. Behold, he is in the secret chambers, believe it not. For as the lightning cometh out of the east, and shineth even unto the west, so shall also the coming of the Son of Man be. For wheresoever the carcass is, there will be the eagles gathered together. Immediately after the tribulation of those days shall the sun be darkened, and the moon shall not give her light, and the stars shall fall from heaven, and the powers of the heavens shall be shaken. And then shall appear the sign of the Son of Man in heaven, and then shall all the tribes of the earth mourn, and they shall see the Son of Man coming in the clouds of heaven with power and great glory. And he shall send his angels with a great sound of a trumpet, and they shall gather together his elect from the four winds, from one end of heaven to the other. Now learn a parable of the fig tree. When his branch is yet tender, and putteth forth leaves, ye know that summer is nigh. So likewise ye, when ye shall all see these things, know that it is near, even at the doors. Verily I say unto you, this generation shall not pass till all these things be fulfilled. Heaven and earth shall pass away, but my words shall not pass away. But of that day and hour knoweth no man, no, not the angels of heaven, but my Father only. But as the days of Noah, were, so shall also the coming of the Son of Man be. For as in the days that were before the flood, they were eating and drinking, marrying and giving in marriage, until the day that Noah entered into the ark, and knew not until the flood came, and took them all away. So shall also the coming of the Son of Man be. Then shall two be in the field, the one shall be taken, and the other left. Two women shall be grinding at the mill, the one shall be taken, and the other left. Watch therefore, for ye know not what hour your Lord doth come. But know this, that if the good man of the house had known in what watch the thief would come, he would have watched, and would not have suffered his house to be broken up. Therefore be ye also ready, for in such an hour as ye think not, the Son of Man cometh. Who then is a faithful and wise servant, whom his Lord hath made ruler over his household, to give them meat in due season? Blessed is that servant, whom his Lord, when he cometh, shall find so doing. Verily I say unto you, that he shall make him ruler over all his goods. But and if that evil servant shall say in his heart, My Lord delayeth his coming, and shall begin to smite his fellow servants, and to eat and drink with the drunken, the Lord of that servant shall come in a day when he looketh not for him, and in an hour that he is not aware of, and he shall cut him asunder, and appoint him his portion with the hypocrites. There shall be weeping and gnashing of teeth. And actually, the first two verses are good too. To include, Jesus went out and departed from the temple, and his disciples came to him for to shew him the buildings of the temple. And Jesus said unto them, See ye not all these things? Verily I say unto you, there shall not be left here one stone upon another that shall not be thrown down. So those were the first two verses. So I think this is the time that we're in, and he talks about the earthquakes, the nations rising against nation, kingdom against kingdom, the famines and pestilences. These are happening. And he also talks about the darkening of the sun and the moon. He says, immediately after the tribulation of those days shall the sun be darkened, and the moon shall not give her light, and the stars shall fall from heaven, and the powers of the heavens shall be shaken. So he's talking about the battle in the heavens, and he could also be referring to signs being the eclipses. And we do have an eclipse coming up soon, and I'm going to be sharing more about that in the next couple of days. But just briefly, we're going to be having a full wolf moon, and it's a supermoon, and it's going to be happening January 21st. It reaches its peak on January 21st, 2019 at 12:16 a.m. Eastern Time and in the United States. If you're on Pacific Time, it happens in the night before January 20th at 9:16 p.m. and it's called a super blood wolf moon, and it's called a wolf moon because it happens in the first month of the year. And it's called a blood moon because the earth moves between the sun and the moon and blocks out the rays of the sun to reach the moon, and so with the eclipse it turns the moon red. It looks red in the sky. And this year, all of North America is going to be able to see it. It's going to go right over North America. Total lunar eclipse, and it will be visible from all of North, Central, and South America. So it's only a week away. So I encourage people to be thinking about these things, and that we are seeing signs, and we're seeing lots of new earthquakes and big earthquakes and earthquakes in places that we haven't had earthquakes before. And I'm specifically looking at small earthquakes, and I was given a vision and a dream about the small earthquakes and where they swarm together and how they can cause larger quakes to happen because they eventually cause a crack. And, the small earthquakes are for a reason. They don't come from nowhere, and it shows movement. And this is why I've started tracking earthquakes recently, and I'm doing the daily earthquake report. And it's not easy. It's not easy to do a show every day, but this is what God wants me to do, to show you the signs and to show you how short time is. And since we don't know exactly the time, the day or the hour, and a lot of people want to know, they keep asking over and over and over, when this and when that, and when's the Blue Ocean event, and on and on. And, it doesn't matter. All of these are signs, and they're not meant for us to be caught up with those, but these are just indications of the season that we're in. And so when you see these signs, you need to go within and get right with God and Jesus and ask for forgiveness and forgive others and try to become as pure in heart and in spirit as you can so that you can be ready for when it's time. Because it's going to come so fast, you're not going to be able to turn back, just like it says. Don't look back. It's just like Sodom and Gomorrah. Don't look back or you won't go. And just like in the verse here, they said to don't even go back for your clothes if you're on the housetop. Just wait. But be looking and watching. But be vigilant and don't get drawn back into the earth and or into 3D. Where they're talking at the end of this chapter, and don't be drunken, don't be caught back up with 3D, because if you're caught up in 3D and the things of this earth, you're not focused on spiritual things. So now is the time for us to focus our attention on heaven and focus our attention on spiritual things, because the end is coming soon. I truly believe it. And there will be more signs coming in very short order. And I will keep reporting as I can and giving you the signs. I will not get caught up in a lot of politics or trying to prove things. I'm just giving you the signs, and you can make up your own mind. So I love you all very much. I'm praying for everyone's safety and salvation and safe passage when it comes time. And until next time, God bless each and every one of you. I love you all. And I will talk to you real soon. Go in peace and goodbye.